All right, good. We are live now. Okay, so if you were not able to attend part 1 of this particular training and the part 2, I encourage you to make sure you get them. Make sure you go and have the replay, sit down and listen to the training over and over and over again until you get the concept, so that you can match these 3, segments to get the concept of the whole course. Are we together? So we are looking at inviting, and just to re-emphasize, this is the most powerful skill that any new distributor will need to master. The power, the potential, the ability to get someone in front of the presentation, because that is going to determine whether you are going to be here for a long time or not. It's the gateway skill. It determines whether we can tell your lifespan in the business by the ability to get somebody in a presentation. Okay, if you fail to get someone in a presentation, then you have failed to close, you have failed to present, and so they will never be your distributor or your customer. So the first step is being able to get them in a position where they are willing to listen, where they are listening to the presentation or watching it or whatever that you have used to, expose the opportunity. So I want to re-emphasize that. Just to make a quick recap, in part 1, we talked about the goal of the goal of inviting. We said it's educating and understanding. And then I went ahead and I talked to you about the mindset. Don't beg people. You have a gift, and so understand that. Don't beg people to listen to the opportunity. Don't beg people in the invitation process. So that's the mindset, and always persist. Don't invite somebody once and they say no to the invitation today, and then you just give up or you remove them on the list. You never want to talk to them. Don't damage the relationship. Keep in contact with the person every after 3 months, 90 days interval. Be checking on them. Life keeps changing, And of course, we talked about never ever stop until you achieve your goal of educating the person and understanding. We went ahead to talk about the tools or the events that we can use to dispose the opportunity to share the idea that we have at hand. Okay, so we said we use tools, we use events and tools. Okay, then I went ahead to emphasize the importance of events. All right, we have, different kinds of events, virtual and face-to-face events. So I've been able to break them down for you. So these are going to be more like your toolbox every day, every single other day. Okay, you have somebody you want to present to, you want to invite to, you have to look at these, tools and events that you can choose from in order to present your opportunity. So that being said, we went ahead to talk about the steps, of course, and then yesterday in part 2, I talked to you about how to invite face-to-face and on the call, on phone call. Okay, how to invite face-to-face and on the phone call. So I want you to go ahead and quickly type there in the chat box, what do you remember that we talked about under this particular part? Can you go ahead and type it in the chat room? I want to see if there's somebody who is following. And if so, if you tried to practice what you were learning yesterday, can you just go ahead quickly in the chat box and be able to type, what is it that we learned about yesterday? What do you remember? What was your takeaway? Please do it quickly. I want to know if there is someone who is with me and who is here to learn and to grow together with me. So I'm looking at the chat room right now, and I'm just waiting for your messages to pump up so that I know who is with me, who is the student that I'm moving with. All right, so let's do that. Let's do that. Just type, what do you remember? What do you remember? You can call it, just summarize it, okay? Just summarize it. So I have only 20 minutes. We have to be done in the next 20 minutes. So I'll be waiting quickly as I proceed. Now, Yesterday, quickly, let me just, as you do your recap, we talked about the 3 steps for a professional successful invitation. Number 1, be in a hurry. All right, thank you very much, Doc. Number 1, be in a hurry. Don't show the prospect that you have all the time in the world. Okay, yeah, I like that, Mr. Just type something that you remember that was discussed yesterday, all right? Just, I want to know if somebody was in the class yesterday. You know, Zoom and virtual trainings are very funny. Someone can log in and connect into other things. Before you know it, they have been in the Zoom and they have been in another event as well. So I really like knowing whether I'm with somebody or they are not with me. So first thing, be in a hurry. Make sure you don't show the prospects that you have all the time in the world. Even if you don't have other things that you are doing, just don't go into, you know, unnecessary conversations in the process of invitation. It's not supposed to be like that. Keep it simple, keep it short, and let this, it is just attractive. It is attractive when we meet people who are having things moving on in life. So put that in mind. Then we said step number 2. Step number 2 is compliment the prospect. So can you, step number 2, we said compliment. And then step number 3, we said make the invitation. So today, and of course, I gave you a lot of scripts that you can choose from in the process of inviting, and they will be able to get you amazing results. So today we are going to look at step number 5. Okay, step number 4, we talked about it. If I would you, this is where now you get the person to commit that they will be willing to take a look at the opportunity, you know, or they should view the tool, or they should attend an event one-on-one, or present, you know, 2-on-1, you know, home meeting or whatever. This is where you get them, you know, agree that they will. Different approach, warm market, hot market. Thank you very much, Mama Miriana. Thank you. I see that you are following. Now, today we are going to go into step number 5, and that is getting the commitment. Can you now go in the chat room and type commitment? You want your prospect to commit to the invitation and to attend, or to listen, or to watch, or to come over wherever that you are supposed to meet. Okay, you have to actually get them commit. So there are 8 steps to a professional and successful invitation, but in actual sense, if we put them, there are 3. Can you type 3 in the chat room? 3. Okay, there are 3. The first one is the setup. Okay, the first one is the setup, where now you get the person to, you know, understand the position where you are. Just get them prepared for what you have. Okay, then the second one is making an invitation. Now that they are ready to receive an invitation, you put them in a position where they are you know, they are qualified. Are we together? Then make the invitation. And then the last one is this part, which is getting them to commit to listen, or to watch, or to attend. Are we together? So get the time commitment. How do we do this? You do this by, of course, asking questions. You realize the invitation process is all about asking questions, interacting with the prospect. So get good at asking questions. This is going to really help you shift your invitations and, you know, see that your turn up has really gone high. So you can ask something like, when do you think you can watch the video for sure? Take note, for sure. Put there the word, take note of for sure. You just want them to know that you are in serious business, and their commitment towards what you have given them is really very important. Okay, so, or you can say, when do you think you could listen to the audio if the presentation is in the audio format? Of course, we don't have an audio presentation. I hope in the near future we'll be working on it so that it's something that someone can even listen to and they make a decision to get on board. Okay, when do you think you can, view the link? You can watch the presentation on YouTube or wherever it is. If it is a link, I would gather. This is the concept. This is the secret. Don't suggest time for them. Ask the question and then have them give you the time. If it's not definitive, I will try to do it sometime altogether. If they say something like that, then tell them something like this. I don't want to waste your time or mine, okay? Why don't you just try to lock in, to lock in time? You have seen it for sure altogether. You just want them to give you a specific time so that this will help you in the follow-up process. Okay, this is key altogether. The key is to get them say yes the second time. Saying yes to step number 4 is not just enough. So if they said yes, I will watch it. Remember, in step 4, we have already asked them, if I would you, and they said yes, I would come. Yes, I would watch it. Yes, I would listen. You want to get them say yes again as many times as possible. Getting commitment increases your chances to get this person show up, listen to it, or watch it, or view it. That's why the step is called commitment. The higher the level of the commitment, the prospective's commitment, the higher the chances for you to get them to the presentation, to listen to the video, to watch the video, or whatever. So commitment is very important. Again, going back in the chat room and type commitment, 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 commitment. Have you seen people who have, we have this system of sending messages. Okay, so you send messages to 100 people, okay, or 200 people. And most of these people, they really need the opportunity. They really need it. They need it. But what would they say? You will send a message and that's all, you are done. And you go, you are waiting. And maybe out of the 200 messages that you sent out, you have received, let's say, 30 confirmations. People say, yes, you did a good job. 30. Okay, so you start waiting. Applying, 30 people have confirmed. They will come for the presentation. If you don't do anything else, if they don't say yes as many times as possible, I can almost assure you, you will get less than 3 people. Okay, 6 have said yes, and that's all. You didn't do anything. You didn't get them commit. They just said yes, and that was the end of the story. You just said, okay, see you. Oh, all right, I will follow up, whatever. I can almost assure you, less than 6, let me put it 6, 5 of them, less than 5 out of 30. Why? Because people are busy. People have a lot of things that are going on. I mean, they're not just there to view your opportunity. So for you to get them commit, it will happen if they say yes as many times. You just want them to put them in a position where this is one of the priorities on their agenda in a day. Are we together? This is about getting the prospect commit. Okay, so we have to conclude quickly. Next, confirm. Confirm. If they tell you they will watch the video by, let's say, Tuesday night, your response should be something like, so if I called you Wednesday morning, you have seen it for sure, right? If they say they will listen to the audio or they watch the video. By Thursday morning, your response should be something like, so if I called you sometime on Thursday, so you have not been specific, but you have made sure you have mentioned the day. You have listened to the presentation for sure. If yes, if they said they will watch it, they watch the link, 1st of, October, we are going in November, 1st of November, 1st of July, wherever, your response should be something like, so if I called you 2nd of July, you have watched it for sure, right? The key to step 6 is that now they have said yes 3 times. Altogether, they have said 3 times that they will follow through and they will have done it by all means. Altogether, they have set real appointment with you for the future. Remember, when we are doing follow-up, never finish an exposure before you set the next exposure. Never ever finish an exposure before you set the next exposure. So this time around, in step number 6, you are getting them to commit to your next exposure. Okay, so the next exposure could be a follow-up call, or did you watch, or how did it, ask those questions. What did you like the most, or did you manage to watch the video, or something like that. So again, I want to mention, if you have questions about inviting, go ahead and put it in the chat box. We are going to be done in the next few minutes. And so I'm going to be handling questions today, basically about inviting. All questions to do with invitation. So please go ahead and ask them. It is time to help you get good at this particular skill. All right. So get them confirmed the next, the second, the third time. If they are viewing a tool, right? If they are viewing a tool. And then step number 7 is going to be almost the second last. Okay. Get the time and number. What do you do? Just ask them a question. What's the best number and time for me to call? Okay. Now they have said yes 4 times, and the chances they will follow through has increased from 10% to 80%. Now, have you noted that from 10% to 80%? Meaning, if I invited, if 10 people confirmed to say they will come to the presentation, they will listen to the presentation, they will watch the presentation, and they said yes once, your chances for you to get, your chances is you'll get 1 out of 10 to show up that day. I repeat, if you were sending messages or making phone calls, or you are inviting face-to-face, and you got 10 people say, yes, I'll come for the presentation, 10, and all the 10, they all said yes once. So their commitment was on 10%. What will happen? You are most likely to get 1 person show up for the presentation. This is numbers. You have to respect the numbers, the game of the numbers, the number of the game. Altogether, it means if you had gotten them 10 people, let's say all of them, they had said, yes, I'll come a minimum of 4 times in different ways. You got them say, yes, I'll come. Oh, by the way, for sure. They said, yes, of course, I'll be there. Maybe you invited this person on a Tuesday and the presentation is happening on Thursday. So within these 2 days, you have gotten them say, yes, yes, yes. You will shift from 1 person out of 10 to 8 people out of 10. And so that's very interesting. So please go ahead and engage with me. I really like you to interact with me when I'm doing trainings. I like it when you are giving me feedback. That's when I know that people are in the class, and that's how virtual presentations are supposed to be. There has to be interaction in the chat room. That's when I know, oh, there are people who are getting what I'm trying to talk about. So are you getting value from this? Please go ahead in the chat room and respond. as I'm getting to step number 8. Step number 8, get off the phone call if you are using a phone, or if you are using face-to-face invitation, just close the invitation. It's done. You've done a successful presentation. I mean invitation. Remember, you were in a hurry, right? The best thing is to say something like, great, we'll talk then, I have to go. Out together. So those are the 8 steps with the tones of hottest scripts in multi-level marketing, that to say, now let's go put everything together. Let's go out there and invite massively. And ladies and gentlemen, this what you have just received today is one of the most powerful courses, one of the most powerful masterclasses that you will ever be part of. I want you to go ahead and put these things in practice. And with time, I'll be following up on you people, each one of you. And I want to get your response in terms of your performance towards this particular course, okay?